Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan Asher. I'm excited to be with you today. I have a special session planned. We're going to talk about the CATIA role portfolio for construction. For fans of the channel, you may remember a session I did 5 years ago where I introduced the 19x role portfolio. Well, can you imagine how time has passed? We're here today to talk about the 25x role portfolio. The portfolio has evolved over the past 5 years, and you'll see that although the same spirit is there, the packaging is different. It's been modernized, it's been updated. So what you see on the screen is the portfolio as it stands today in 25x and the 4 main pillars. There are roles for collaborative review. There are roles dedicated to building design and engineering. There are roles for civil infrastructure. And then we have roles for mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and utilities. What is a role? A role is a collection of applications. And if we go to the building designer role, you'll see that this role is a collection of different applications dedicated to the design and engineering of buildings. The key applications in the building designer role are building 3D design, building and civil assemblies, terrain preparation, live rendering, building and civil structures design, imagine and shape, and natural sketch. There are additional applications dedicated to drafting and creating drawings, and you have a number of converters included in this role. With the building designer role, you can convert AutoCAD, 2D and 3D, convert FBX, IFC, Revit, IGES, Rhino, STEP, Collada, and OBJ. And there's a special exporter for batch export of STEP models. So this is a very powerful role with a number of applications included. And you can do all kinds of very exciting and advanced 3D modeling with the different applications. Natural Sketch is a great application for sketching interactively with a digital pen and paper. Imagine and Shape is great at subdivision surface modeling. Terrain preparation is great for importing point clouds and creating terrain meshes. And then what we see on the screen here is building 3D design. Building 3D design is a powerful application for all building information modeling tasks you could imagine, from doors and walls to slabs and stairs, handrails, curtain walls. This application is a very powerful application for building design and engineering. So what we have on the screen is the ID card for the building designer role. And if we go back and we look at the building design engineer, for example, well, this role is very similar with a few key differences. The key differences lie in the applications dedicated towards knowledgeware. What we call knowledgeware is advanced scripting capabilities. So with engineering rules capture application, you can create rules, reactions, actions, and knowledge patterns to do advanced scripting within your 3D shape, within a 3D model. And you can create engineering templates, which allows a productization approach to construction. In addition, there's also the application Civil Structures Engineering. And now this is an extension of the building and civil structures design application that allows users to bring that structural model into the world of PLM, Product Lifecycle Management. And that application is at the product level to create very large assemblies of these structural models. Other than that, these two roles, the building designer and building design engineer, are very similar. They have much the same packaging, much the same applications. It's just a matter of going one step further in the design and engineering process to include scripting, advanced scripting capabilities for the building design engineer to differentiate it from the building designer. So those are the 2 key roles as an introduction to the role portfolio for construction. There is another role dedicated to building design, which is the virtual construction engineer. This role has an application called Construction 3D Design, which is very similar to building 3D design, but more focused on the construction-related tasks within a 3D modeling environment. There is also the Computational Designer for Construction. This is an exciting role. It is almost entirely web only. The 2 key applications in this role are X Generative Design and X Shape Design. These two applications run fully on the web, native web applications. X-generative design is for visual scripting and computational design. You see it on the screen here. X-shaped design is for subdivision surface modeling and very interactive surface modeling to create free-form dynamic shapes. And those two applications run entirely on the web. I love X-generative design personally for creating interactive parametric designs that can be changed and explored based on the different parameters set by the user. And it has a companion application that runs on the Rich client called visual scripting. We're not going to talk about the visual scripting application or the role visual scripter, but that is another application that's available on the 3D Experience platform. So that covers the building, design, and engineering applications. We have very similar applications and roles for civil engineering. Civil engineering being design of roads, bridges, tunnels, and railways. So the civil designer role here, you see the use of the application Civil 3D Design. Civil 3D Design has a wide range of capabilities to design roads and rails, bridges and tunnels, using out-of-the-box dedicated alignment tools that are very powerful to create both horizontal and vertical alignments, interpolate the 3D alignment from those two alignment curves, and then populate that with interactive and dynamic cross-sections that are defined within that same application. There are also converters for the same set of converters that we saw in the building design applications, and the same rendering capabilities to create an interactive and immersive experience of this road or rail project. The civil engineer is similar logic to what we saw with the building designer, building design engineer. The civil engineer includes all the same applications as the civil designer. In addition, however, there is building and civil structures engineering application, in addition to the building and civil structures design application. As well, we see the applications dedicated towards knowledgeware, engineering rules capture, engineering templates, in order to capture knowledge and know-how and reuse it across projects. So that's the civil engineer role. If we look at the mechanical, electrical, plumbing roles, there are three dedicated to the construction industry. The building and civil 3D MEP designer. Applications inside this role include building 3D design again, building and civil assemblies, terrain preparation, of course, and then we have dedicated applications for mechanical, so HVAC, modeling HVAC equipment and routing, but from one piece of equipment to another. Electrical raceway to route raceways around a building. And then we have piping and tubing. So cover the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing disciplines with this role to instantiate equipment and then to route from one piece of equipment to another. And all of that this role includes the converters that we saw in the other roles. If we look at the fluid engineer, the building and civil 3D fluid engineer, this role includes all the same applications that we saw in the previous role. However, the key differentiator here is that there is the application Generative Fluid 3D Design. And that application allows users to take a schematic design that's been done in CATIA and link it to a standard and a catalog and automatically instantiate the components from the schematic design into the 3D model. So it's a way to generatively model piping systems using the schematic as the driver. In addition to those applications, we also have applications that include knowledgeware for advanced engineering template capture and the automation capabilities for advanced scripting within your 3D models. So that's an exciting, powerful role for a piping. And then finally, we'll look at the building and civil 3D electrical engineer. This role is similar to what we saw, except it includes the generative electrical 3D design capability to take an electrical schematic model and link it to the 3D geometry to automatically instantiate the electrical components. This role is named Building and Civil 3D Electrical Engineer. However, you'll notice to the keen-eyed viewers, there are still applications for piping and tubing design and HVAC So this role, in addition to doing the electrical componentry, you can also route mechanical HVAC systems and piping systems as well. So this is kind of the master role, an almost do-it-all role. It's just missing some capabilities for structural design that is not present here, but is present in the other roles. Finally, to round it out, we have the Building and Civil Model Coordinator. Now this is a light role. It's based on mostly converters, so importing different 3D models into your 3D environment, different file types, and then performing clash detection, design review, and coordination with this role. So the Building and Civil Model Coordinator is a light role, few applications, but still very well positioned for the BIM coordinators. And finally, the Building and Civil Presenter role. This is an exciting role for advanced visualization, human animation, bringing 3D models in, applying materials, applying rendering scenes, and then creating with the product perception experience application interactive presentations for design review sessions, client presentations, etc. It's a really fantastic role that's very powerful for presenting your work. So that's the brief summary of the 3D Experience CATIA Construction role portfolio for 25x. I hope you've been able to pull out what you need from this presentation. I hope it's given a good summary of what's available, what we have to offer to the construction industries from CATIA. And if you have any questions, join us on the Buildings and Infrastructure Swim community and reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. Have a great day. Goodbye.